Yo, what's up, YouTube? It's Richawd back with another video. Now, today, y'all just gotta bear with me. Uh, I feel like these are my best videos. These are my favorite kind of videos to make. When I kind of just freestyle it in a way. I kind of just let whatever I'm feeling just kind of flow through the video. You know what I'm saying? If you're wondering why, it's a different scenery today. I normally make my videos in my car. Right now my car is getting some body work done, so I decided to come to the park and make a video. Plus, it's a pretty nice park I've been wanting to come to anyway, so today was a good day to come make this video. I just got off of work. It's been a busy work week for me. Tomorrow, after working tomorrow, I would have worked 60 hours this week, so that's a good thing. Be able to make some good money off of it. And, to be honest with you, man, like earlier today while I was at work, I was just getting frustrated with some stuff, man. And it fueled me to make this video, And like I tell y'all, bro, like when I have these videos where I just kind of vent or rant or whatever, it's always coming from a genuine place. There's always something going on in my real life that inspires the video. And I know the whole point of me making these is to connect with people, around the world and talk about certain issues we may be facing. I know it's probably somebody watching counting how many times I say but I don't care. I'm gonna talk how I'm gonna talk, bro. You got an issue with that? Goodbye. Good riddance. I will not miss you. But to the topic of the video, I was just thinking as I was working, because right now I'm a seasonal worker. Right now I'm a seasonal worker, and if anybody has worked a seasonal job, a seasonal warehouse job, this isn't my first rodeo working a seasonal. You should know how the business works, and a lot of these work environments it's just high school, middle school, college, just repeating itself. The type of atmosphere that you're in. Dealing with work snitches, people always trying to get you in trouble, and all these things. And something that it has been bothering a lot of people. I was talking to a coworker, and he was uncertain about his position. And people who are smart, and you don't even got to be the smartest person in the world, but if you've worked a decent amount of jobs and you've had seasonal jobs, especially if you've had a seasonal warehouse job, you would kind of be able to peep what's going on. Like where I'm working, like I guess this is their peak season. They've hired a shit ton of people, and it's clear that out of all these people that they've hired, they don't plan on keeping many of us. Or they don't plan on keeping all of us. I'm gonna put it like that. And how it works, they try to get you to break. They try to break you mentally, if you're not one of the people that they want to keep, because the way I see it, it's three things that is gonna get a seasonal worker to become a full-time worker. Like I said, this video is a freestyle. It's just me going off the dome a little bit. It's like if me and you were sitting down having a conversation. That's how I approach videos like this. I think that's the beauty in it. That's why people relate to it and watch it and like it, because it's not something with some agenda. It's not something that I've pre-planned. I haven't written any of this stuff down. It's just genuine from the heart, from the soul, from my spirit. But I know how this thing is gonna pan out, and I read energy very well, and the way I see it, basically the seasonal workers, a lot of the seasonal workers are walking on eggshells, because it's like you got to put in A or A plus work to get the full-time position, it seems like. And not everybody's held to that same standard. Like, here's what I mean. The seasonal workers, bro, like, you can do. They're looking for you to fire yourself, basically. They're looking for a reason to fire you. They're looking for a reason not to keep you. They don't want to keep the majority of you. And what I'm starting to peep, because when it comes to environments like this, I believe collusion comes into place, where people may collude against somebody who they may not want to stick around. I think it's going to come down to attendance. It's going to come down to performance. And then that third part is going to come down to whoever they like. It's going to come down to whoever they like. And me, I'm the type of person at work, bro, I'm to myself. At lunch, I sit by myself. I don't talk to anybody. It's not that I want to be this mysterious or I'm trying to do all this extra shit. It's just, during my lunch breaks, bro, I'm not the type that want to be sitting around the lunch table gossiping about this, talking about that. Like, my lunch break is my time to decompress. It's my time to read some messages, make some phone calls, read some emails, read some comments, or just sit in silence sometimes. Or sometimes I play music, like the little 20 minutes we get, because that's how long our breaks are, our lunches, like 20 minutes pretty much. The little 20 minutes we get, bro, I need that time to decompress. Let me let this plane fly by. This helicopter. The little 20 minutes we get, bro, I use that time to decompress. So I don't really be mingling with folks. I don't really be talking with folks, bro. You can say I have a stern demeanor. I don't smile much at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just be locked in, bro, because it's like, here's what I'm realizing, bro. Some people may call me crazy. And what I realized, bro, you may be right. I may be crazy. But here's the thing, bro. Look at this world we in. Who's going to make it in this world and not be crazy, bro? Nobody. Think about that. Think about how we live, bro. Think about the things that we accept and we normalize. It's not normal. It's crazy, but we normalize it. And to me, that's crazy. That's why everybody is crazy. Because we have to normalize crazy shit. We have to make crazy shit normal. And anybody who can't normalize the crazy shit, you're called crazy by crazy people. You know what I mean? If you're normal, you're crazy. If you're crazy, you're normal. That's the world we're in, bro. You stand out if you have sound reason. You stand out if you have logic. You stand out if you look at things from a spiritual aspect. You stand out. You're weird. You're crazy. So I accept being that in this world, because you have to be that in this world. You have to be a little crazy, to make it in this world. But I guess what I want to get to in this video, man, like I said, it's really just a freestyle. You can say I'm rambling, but there is a point in all of this. Just me kind of venting. I see what's going on, bro, and I was talking to this coworker, and he was basically like, yeah, he sees the writing on the wall, like, he doesn't know if he's going to make it past his 90 days. He only been there like 2 weeks. And I felt him, bro. Like, I remember when I was at my 2-week mark and how I was feeling, bro. It was like, I know I'm doing the best I can. I'm showing up every day on time. I'm trying to do my job to the best of my ability. But at the end of the day, anybody with a brain can see what's going on. When you're coming in and the department you're in doesn't have enough equipment for you, it's obvious that the reason why they don't have enough equipment for you is because they don't want to invest in getting more equipment, because they plan on firing a lot of these new seasonal people anyway. So they're not going to, and allegedly this equipment is expensive. So they're not going to invest in more expensive equipment for workers who they only plan on having for 90 days. They plan on, like I said, they're going to fire a good amount of people. It's evident, And everybody's kind of on eggshells because you want to be that person that makes it. You want to be that person that becomes full time. Some people are short fused, short tempered. And like I said, this is the part where people fire themselves. Little things turn to big things. You know what I'm saying? And people start spazzing out or losing their cool. And that's the main thing I've been focusing on, bro. Just controlling what I can control and not letting anything make me lose my cool, bro. Because I know that's what they're gonna start trying to do to me soon. Like, and I feel like they've already been trying to do it. But you know, when you show up on time every day and you're productive, you know, but you know, you don't go along to get along, you know. You're not trying to be liked. I'm not there trying to be liked. I'm not there up the lead's ass and the supervisor's ass, whatever they're called. You know, if me coming in doing my job to the best of my ability isn't enough for me to get a full-time position, then to hell with this job. You know, that's the point I'm at right now. Like, to hell with this job, bro. Like, I'm not gonna sit around here stressing out every day, stressing about numbers. Like that's the analogy I was making. Like, we have to do A plus type work, but the people who are full time, they don't have to do A plus type work. They don't have to be on their P's and Q's. And to me, that's unfair, bro, because it's like y'all holding us to these standards and saying we got to hit these rates and hit these numbers. Like, is everybody hitting these numbers, bro? Like, that's my question, bro. Is everybody hitting these numbers? I know everybody not hitting them numbers, bro, because I have eyes, I have ears, I have wisdom. You know, I can look around and see motherfuckers in here bullshitting, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, no shade, bro, but the person who trained me, bro, couldn't read, bro. I couldn't believe that shit. I'm like, man, y'all just give anybody the training position. The nigga was reading the shit the little shit that you gotta read to the people when you're training, and the nigga could not read. He was stumbling over basic words, bro. I'm like, bro, this nigga a trainer? He can't even read, bro? I'm like, yeah, I already know what type of timing y'all on, bro. You feel me? I already know what type of timing y'all on in here, man. You know, a lot of people from the, you know, it's a gritty environment. Like I said, if you work at a warehouse, you know, you got felons that work there. You know, you got people in the streets. You got gang bangers. You got all type of stuff. And then these people, they're not just regular workers. They're in high positions. You know, they're trainers. They're this, they're that. They can control whether you get full time or you don't. You know, shady people like that. You know, they can, like I said, they can collude against certain people who they may not like. Certain people may not just like me. It's certain, like, one of the dudes that trained me, bro, like the first week or two, like, he'll come up to me and dap me up. And then just out of nowhere, one of the days I came in and, you know what I'm saying, the nigga just acted like I ain't even exist. So I was like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I don't give a shit. But it's like, you see what's going on, bro. And then it's like, these are the people that are supposed to be vouching for you. These are the people who's supposed to be telling the higher ups, like, oh yeah, this would be a good person for full time, or this person wouldn't. Now, who's to say these people wouldn't just lie? Who's to say these people wouldn't tell half truths or whatever? But here's what I'm gonna get to, because I don't want this video to be super long, and these mosquitoes are kicking my ass. I've just gotten to a point, bro, where it's like, I'm gonna think ahead. Like, when it comes to my last month, when it's coming up on my 90 days, bro. My bad, these damn mosquitoes kicking my ass. When I come up on my 90 days, bro, if they still haven't offered me a full-time position, like I said, I'm the type of person, I have discernment. You know, I can see the writing on the wall. And right now, I'm kind of shaky, because the people that are in the position to give me the full-time role, you know, I feel like they the type of people that'll slime me out, you know. You know, they the type of people, even though I've showed up every day, I haven't missed a day, I'm on time every day, I'm productive, you know, I don't cause any problems. Like I said, I don't talk to anybody. How I'm gonna cause a problem if I'm not talking to nobody? But like I said, literally minding your business can be a problem in these environments. Because people want to know you. People want to have some sort of dirt on you. You know, that's what I realized about a lot of people. That's what I realized working at Amazon, you know, and many other jobs. I'm not just going to keep bringing up Amazon, but even a hospital job I used to work at, like, people try to get cool with you, try to get information out of you, but they not really cool for real. They just want to have dirt on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you may tell someone maybe you drink or you smoke on your break. They'll mess around and go tell the manager that. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I don't know, bro. Like, I just don't like being micromanaged. I don't like being watched. Like, that's just the environment of this type of job, bro. Any type of job for real, and especially when you new, like you're held under a microscope. And like I said, it don't feel fair because it's like you looking at niggas that are full time and they not doing half of the shit that these motherfuckers telling you to do, bro. You know what I'm saying? But nobody's saying shit to them. It's almost like you show up to a class. Say you're going to a school and you sign up for a class and you come in that class late. It was people that were already in the class before you. Say you come in the second quarter of the year. It's 4 quarters in a year, right? And say you come in this class and they like, all right, since you're new, all the new people, in order to pass this class, you have to get an A or above in the class to pass. But all the people that have already been here, all you need to get is a C, and we'll leave you alone. You know, as long as you know what I'm saying? As long as you make that C, you're good. You know, that's kind of what it feels like. You ever, for those of you who play sports, you know, if you've ever tried out for a team, you know, typically the best players, they wouldn't really care in tryouts. You know, that's what this probation 90-day period feels like. It feels like a long extended tryout. And it's like, it can be draining if you really let it get to you, bro, because it's like trying out for a team, bro. You got the players that are already going to make the team. Some of them don't even try out, you know, because the coach is like, oh, we don't want y'all to get hurt. We'll up the bam, you know, or if they do go to the tryout, they just there going through the motions, you know, because the coach will tell them like, hey, like, save your body, like, don't get hurt. And then you got the other niggas out there diving on the floor, you know, hustling, playing their ass off, bro, trying to make the team, you know, and whole time they not even going to make the team. Like, that's what this feels like, bro. It's like, man, it's going to be a lot of people, bro, who did everything they were supposed to do, bro. They showed up, they was on time, they was productive, and they still not going to get the full-time role, bro. They still going to get their walking papers, bro, just like when you try out for a team, bro. You go, you try out, you practice, you give it your all, and you still get cut from the team. And that's just life. That's just reality, bro. You know, that's just what I had to accept, and it's just giving me peace with it. I'm like, bro, all I can do is plan ahead. The way I'm planning is I'm planning for the worst, you know. So if the worst happens, I'm already prepared. And if the worst doesn't happen, good. Now I'm really chilling. Like, say the 90 days hit and I don't get the full-time role. This is temporary anyway. You know, the long-term goal isn't to be at a warehouse the rest of my life. You know, the long-term goal, you know what I'm saying, is to be in a profitable career, you know, where I can take care of myself and build a family, you know. So this is just a stepping stool right now to get me by right now. So even if things went south and I didn't get full time, I feel like that'll be God, you know, keeping his foot on my neck so I don't get complacent, you know. And even if I do get the full-time role, I'm still not gonna get complacent. Damn. But I was gonna talk about something different in this video, but I guess I kind of have to just vent about that. But I am gonna get into the final part, what I really wanted to get to in this video. But my final thing with that is, bro, like, I'm gonna just plan ahead, bro. You know, save up some money. You know, last time I'm taking care of things I need to take care of. I pretty much dug myself out of the hole I've been telling y'all I'm in. I'm grateful for the opportunity that I've gotten at this job, you know. But like I said, I can read the room. I can read the environment, you know. I may not fit the bill, you know. I may be too qualified for the position, bro. Because like I said, if y'all got niggas that are supposed to be trainers that can't articulate themselves, how you gonna be a trainer you can't articulate yourself? You can't explain something. Trainers weren't good at explaining things well, you know? And I know for certain if I was a trainer, I would be very good at it because I can articulate myself and I'm good at explaining things. I'm good at helping people visualize things and making things easy, you know? That's something the trainers don't do. They make you feel overwhelmed. I feel like as a trainer, you're supposed to be able to simplify everything. That's one thing I would do if I was a trainer. I would simplify everything, make it seem easy, because it is easy. The way the trainers explained it made it seem stressful and overwhelming. But once I got in there for a couple of weeks, I'm like, bro, this ain't shit. Not even a couple of weeks. After like a week, I'm like, bro, this shit is easy, bro. You know, it's really just mental. You know, nothing we're doing is rocket science. We're just moving shit from point A to point B. We're fucking warehouse workers, bro. You know, we're not in a science lab, you know, creating creating medicine or something of that nature. You know, we're just helping people get their packages on time. That's what we do. So it just be funny when these trainers try to make the job seem so complicated when it's so simple, you know. But yeah, I don't know, man, but I just almost feel like this is just meant to be temporary. I can feel it, bro. You know, I can feel it, bro. You know, I'ma just play it smart. You know, be prepared to be prepared. Stack my bread and look for other opportunities, bro. Like I said, when that last month comes up, you know, I'll go talk to human resources and be like, yo, like, hey, you know, I've been here X, Y, and Z amount of days. You know, I feel like I've been a pretty good worker. You know, what are my chances of getting full time, bro? And if they on some shaky shit, then I'm like, all right, let me plan my escape. You know, let me start looking for other jobs, bro, because I don't want to reach the 90 days and not get the full-time position and then start looking for jobs. Because with the job market, bro, you got to be looking for jobs months in advance, bro. You know, even this job, bro, like I applied for this job months ago, and initially they declined me. You know, at first I didn't get the job, and then they emailed me a couple weeks later saying, oh, it's a job opening if you want to take it. You know, so in this job market, bro, you just got to be aggressive, bro. You got to be applying everywhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know when your opportunity may come. So I'm gonna just stay abundant, bro. You know, it's really what I wanted to get into in this video. I guess I'm gonna just leave it at this. I guess this will just be a video of me venting. I was gonna go in a totally different direction with it, but you know, the spirit guided me this way. You know, I guess this video was just for me to vent about work, you know. But it gives me peace, you know. That's why I do it. Richawd, stop saying you know. Use better words. Okay, you know. But yeah, man, I'm just staying abundant, bro. Like, I know God gonna bless me either way, bro. I know even if, even if people, you know, because I'm not gonna make any accusations, bro, but allegedly if people are sabotaging things and, you know, doing little funny shit to, you know, help other people get the position or whatever, I ain't gonna stress it, bro, because first of all, this ain't a long-term solution anyway. It's just money. That's all I look at this as, is money. I go in every day and I grind because I need to make money, bro. You know, like I said, I'm not here to make friends. I remember during orientation, they was like, yeah, I hope everybody's here and makes a lot of friends and woo up the bell. I'm like, man. I can already tell like the energy, and these are like the higher ups with this type of mentality, bro, you know? So I know, like, if you have a different mindset, bro, like you're not liberal, you know. It's not much I can talk about with certain people, you know what I'm saying? Like, once people start getting into politics and this, that, and the third, like they typically not gonna like what I have to say, you know. So that's why I stay so reserved and so quiet, bro, because I know, like, once certain conversations get broached, bro, like, people gonna start distancing themselves from me because they gonna see, like, you know, this person thinks differently from the pack. Like I said, if you're logical and you have sound reason and wisdom, you're weird, you're crazy in this world we live in. So I know to the majority of people, I'm crazy. You know, I accept that. I know the majority of people, they see I sit alone every day and they're like, man, this guy must be lonely. He must be weird. No, I got the Holy Spirit with me, bro. I'm never alone. You may see me at lunch sitting by myself or somewhere ducked off in the cut by myself, but I got the Spirit with me all at all times, brother. I'm never alone. You know, I'm never alone. I don't need people. You know, I don't need people at work. I'm not gonna say I don't need people. You know, because I definitely do need people. I'd go crazy if I was just alone forever. But at work, I don't give a shit about people at work, bro. I could care less about anybody there, bro. Like I said, I'm not there to make friends. I'm not there to be buddy-buddy. I'm there to do my damn job, bro, and go the fuck home. That's it. That's all. And if people get offended by that, if people get mad because I'm not trying to mingle and talk and socialize, and you may think I'm weird or antisocial, I'm not antisocial. As you can see, I've been talking for 25 minutes straight. You know, I'm very social. I can talk, I can articulate myself, but I just don't talk and articulate myself with anybody, bro. You know, it's certain. You know, I just read the energy of a person, bro. You know, and if they energy ain't connecting with my energy, I just fall back and chill. You know, and the people that think like me and move like me, they will attract to me. You know, I'm not looking for a bunch of friends. I'm not looking for a bunch of people, but I'm looking for those select few that think differently, bro. And the way you attract people that think differently and move differently is by thinking differently and moving differently yourself. And naturally, you will attract these people, bro. And those are the type of people I want to attract. I'm sorry, I don't want to be around the meathead, peon, you know, peasant type activity, peasant type mindsets, bro. I'm not saying people are peasants, but some people have a peasant mindset, bro. You know, the no kings type people. You know, anybody who knows anything about history knows this world is ran off of kings. It's all about kings and rulerships, bro. But like I said, people don't believe in families and legacies and building things no more. All that has been destroyed for the most part. So when people see an authoritarian figure, they want to tear it down. That's why people hate Trump so bad. And I'm not a Trumper, but that's why people hate Trump so bad. You know? No matter, every time I've seen Trump do something good, it's always somebody in the comment section not trying to give him credit for what he's doing, because they just hate him, bro. He can't do nothing right in their eyes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then you may bring up some of the things that the Democrats or whatever may do wrong. Like I said, I'm not on neither side. For all you people who got your panties in a bun because I brought up Trump, I'm not on either side, bro. I've been telling y'all, I told y'all during the election, bro, that they're all a part of the same totem pole. Trump takes orders, Kamala takes orders. I just feel like you got a good puppet and you got a bad puppet, and I feel like one was a better puppet. I've always told y'all that, you know, but whatever. But like, it'd be funny, bro. You bring up things to Kamala supporters, you bring up certain shit that she was doing that doesn't make sense, and they always have an excuse for it, you know. But then they be quick to get on Trump for anything he does wrong. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't rock with people like that, bro. For real. Like, my family, I love them, I care for them. You know, those are the people I really rock with. You know, my family and my friends, bro. You know, but outside of that, bro, if you're not in my inner circle, I could give a damn about you. And this certain family, like, I could really give a damn about too, bro. For real. Like, you know, family don't get a pass either, bro. Like, sometimes family be the main ones, bro, hating and gossiping. And I'm sure it's probably, you know, motherfuckers got burner accounts on my videos and shit like that, bro. Like, I know it for sure, bro. Like, even family don't get a pass with me, but it's certain family members, bro, no matter what they do or no matter what I do, I'm always have a soft spot for them in my heart. You know, the love is unconditional over here. You know, it's damn near nothing they can do to make me just not care about them anymore. Damn near nothing, bro. You know, they'll have to do something extremely crazy, and they not gonna do nothing like that. You know, so the people I'm locked in with, bro, we locked in with forever, bro. Through the thick and through the thin, bro. But I'm gonna go ahead and close this one out. Like I said, hey, it was a long ass day, bro. It's been a long week, 50 hours work. You know, tomorrow I'm gonna work another 10 hours, bro. That'll be 60 hours. Hopefully within a week my car is ready. And you know, I'm gonna just keep things in motion, bro. Like, you know, it was funny, bro. Like, one of the person that trained me, like I said, I'm just venting. I'm everywhere. I know. But one of the people that trained me, like, he was like, oh, like, are you trying to get full time? Like, would you like to become a trainer? Like, I was just thinking to myself, like, are you asking me this, like, because you want to help me get full time and help me become a trainer? Or are you just being nosy? I was getting, my spirit was telling me, like, nah, folks just being nosy for real, like, because after he told me that, like, he ain't give me, like, no pointers. Like, he was like, well, If you want to get full time, do X, Y, and Z. Like, make sure you're on top. Like, no, he ain't give me no pointers, no advice. It was just basically like, hey, like, you know, good luck, basically. You know, good luck with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when he asked me, like, was I trying to get full time and did I want to become a trainer? Like, I thought he was gonna follow up with like, oh, well, I can help you with that, or you know, if you want to become that, here's what you got to do. Like, no, it was just on some nosy shit. Like, oh, okay. Like, you know, I peep certain shit, bro. I be peeping, bro. I be peeping. I stay peeping, bro. So I see the type of time and niggas is on, bro. And I'm like, bro, if this is the trainer, bro, like I said, these are the motherfuckers who are gonna vouch for you to the OMs and the higher ups and shit, the operations manager. These are the type of people who are gonna be like, hey, you should give them full time. You shouldn't give them full time. You know, this person's a good worker. This person's not a good worker. You know. So like I said, within a couple of weeks, I could already peep the energy, and I already knew that it was uncertain whether I would get full time. And at first, I was bothered by that because I wanted the full time position. You know, I've you know, it's been a rough year not working. You know what I'm saying? Not working a good job. I did get a job at FedEx that I was working, and I left it before I came here, but I hadn't been working a good job until I got this job. So I was kind of attached to it. You know, that attachment is gone now. Now that I've gotten certain things in order and certain finances in order, bro, like, I'm just staying abundant, bro. You know, I know that, you know, jobs come and jobs go, bro. You know, I'm seasonal right now. It's a good chance with the amount of people that they've hired. I may not be one of the lucky ones that they keep, because that's really what it's going to come down to, bro. Because it's a lot of motherfuckers showing up on time. It's a lot of motherfuckers being productive. But it's also going to be a lot of motherfuckers they got to fire, bro, because they got too many damn people, you know? So I'm at a point now where I'm not bothered by it anymore. You can say I don't care. I'm going to still do my job. I'm going to still come on time and be productive and do the best I can. But I know that it's a chance that I can do the best I can and still not get full time. And I'm okay with that. At first, I was bothered by that. I'm not going to lie. Because I'm like, that's some BS. That's not fair. It's people in here that don't even work hard and they full time. Why I got to be in here working super hard just to get full time? But then I was like, bro, don't let it stress you, bro. It's just a job. It's just an entry level job, bro. Working at a damn warehouse, bro. Making $24 an hour, bro. You know? Life goes on, bro. Okay, you reach the 90 days, they don't give you full time. Okay, it's this thing called Indeed. You know, it's you know what I'm saying? Like, you just keep searching for other opportunities, and other opportunities will come. That's how I see it, bro. So all I'm gonna do is be smart. You know, save some money. You know, put up a couple car notes, put up some rainy day money. You know, a couple racks, and you know, we'll see how this thing goes. But I was going to talk about something totally differently in this video, but I guess I'll save that for another video. That can be a video in its own. Today, I just kind of had to vent, you know. Sometimes it be like that. But I think things would be cool. Like I said, the whole point of this video, I was pissed off earlier. And when I get pissed, I feel like people can sense it, you know? Because it's all in my face. It's all in my aura. It's all in my energy. Like, you know when I'm mad, bro. And I was just getting irritated today because it's like, it was just little things going on, bro. And I'm like, bro, why isn't somebody doing something about that? You know? Like, we got these totes that we need, bro. And the section that I was working in, bro, we didn't have no totes, bro. And it's like a lot of walking and shit, bro. And like I said, it's all about production and speed and all this and that, bro. So I'm like, they was bringing mad totes to the inbound, but they wasn't giving no totes to the outbound where I was working. You know, so you would have to walk all the way to another section just to get totes and shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of pissed me off on top of some other shit. But and I just got so angry, bro. I got so angry, bro, but I've learned how to deal with that, bro. Like, just take some deep breaths, you know, do some quiet meditations and kind of gather myself. That's kind of what I had to do. And it fueled this video, bro, where I just ended up venting, you know. It was going to be about something totally differently, but I ain't going to tell y'all what it was going to be about because that's probably going to be the next video. But we 30 some odd minutes in, bro. I'm gonna go get me some rest, take me a shower, get ready for tomorrow. Roll me a wood, because it's been one of them days. Richawd, you need to stop smoking. That stuff isn't good for you. You know what else is not good for you? Air. You know? You ever breathed air? That shit's not good for you either. You drink water? That shit's not good. Too much water would kill you. Too much of anything would kill you. So maybe I should stop smoking, but will I? Probably not. Because what the hell am I going to do after a long day like this? I'll tell you. Roll of wood. Peace, y'all.